But the kingdom of heaven is right here, right now. Joe Wessemer and John van der Laar seem to agree when commenting on our particular passage this morning that the kingdom of heaven that Matthew speaks about and that we hear about isn't some far-off destination that we're trying to get to. But the kingdom of heaven is right here, right now. Yet only just beyond our recognition. The kingdom of heaven is found in everyday miracles in our lives. You see, I think so often when we think about the kingdom of heaven, we think of, well, it's up there, the kingdom of heaven. It's beyond this place that God reigns, where good things happen. Perhaps some of you may say that the kingdom of heaven is here, in these four walls, behind these stained glass windows. This could be described as the kingdom of heaven. Yet, these commentators are challenging us to say that the kingdom of heaven is everywhere. Here, there, in the park, wherever we are, the kingdom of heaven is. Could Jesus be describing the aspects of the kingdom that are already in play amongst us? Is the kingdom of heaven both caught up in our ordinary lives, just sometimes beyond our seeing or understanding? Jesus describes the kingdom of heaven like a mustard seed, which grows into a large tree. Of course, for any learned gardener or horticulturist, you would know that that statement simply is not true. A mustard seed does not become a large tree. Instead, a mustard seed becomes an annoying shrub, a scraggly-looking weed, something that if you plant it seems to take over where it is and even spreads to other places. One of the commentators said that in actual fact, ancient people were forbidden for planting mustard seeds because it was such a pest that it would spread and take over everywhere. And I wondered whether it was Jesus who missed the point, describing it as a mighty tree, when in actual fact the kingdom of God was a weed that grew in places you didn't want it to grow, that it popped up in surprising places. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed that becomes a weed. Jesus goes on to talk about how the kingdom of heaven is like yeast. And when it's added to copious amounts of flour, because the amount of flour that is recorded there is a huge amount of flour, and how the small yeast is able to infiltrate and influence all of that flour in order to make this into something that will rise, that will be bigger than itself. You see, you have to understand that Matthew's audience was a small splinter group of Jewish people who had come to know and believe in Jesus. Yet, because they were so small in size, they felt defeated. They felt like they were so small they couldn't make a difference in the world, in the ancient world. These readings of small yet significant were inspiring for them, and I venture to say for us also. These parables remind us that small miracles can and do have large effects. Small acts of kindness can impact and change the world. The next three parables that Jesus speaks about talk about people. We hear about the field worker, the pearl merchant, and the fisherman. And each of these is seeking something in their lives. They're looking for something. The field worker is in the field. He's obviously digging up things in order to find something, a treasure. A pearl merchant is on a mission, on a journey to find a great and grand pearl. And the fisherman is out in his boats with his nets looking for something, for fish. Perhaps they're not looking for those physical things as we read it this morning, as they are described, but perhaps they could be looking for things like justice, peace, hope, love, mercy, acceptance. And when they find their thing, the treasure, the pearl, the fish, it puts it all into perspective, because they give up everything in order to attain that thing. The kingdom of heaven is for everyone who's searching for it. Whether you are a field worker, poor, whether you are rich, a rich pearl merchant, whether you work the land or you work the sea, the kingdom of heaven is for everyone. You see, in the kingdom of heaven, which is here and now, anything is possible. Beyond our recognition, yet within our reach. Each time your actions follow what Jesus has called us to be and do in the world, we help others to recognize that the kingdom of heaven is here and now.